Here's the trick. James chapter 1, when you start to feel the temperature go up, remember this. I got to listen more than I speak. I'm quick to hear. I'm slow to speak, slow to anger. Here's a good reminder. Why? Because the anger man does not produce the righteousness of God. Anger may help you. It may motivate you. As Martin Luther used to say, anger is one of my best motivations for preaching. And it's true. I can get zealous about the truth, even in the pulpit, because I'm angry. But I'm not angry engaging with people about that quarrelsome, argumentative. There's a great word in the scripture. It's a Greek word, striker. You're pugnacious is the old translations. You're a fighter, right? I want to fight for the truth without being a fighter, a scrapper. How can you do that? Well, that's the point. I'm not angry. I don't want to get angry. In expressing my anger in ways that tear people down, I don't want to be quarrelsome. I want to correct with gentleness. Keep your emotions in check. It may not be. Some of you are smart people, really smart. You're going to read. You're going to study. Some of you may be new Christians. You're going to get really, really, really good at responding to objections. And I would just caution you that there's another emotion you need to keep in check, and that is your pride. You're never going to be gentle if you're prideful. God opposes the proud, but he gives grace to the humble. Just because we may be right about what we're saying and what we're defending, you cannot be arrogant. God is not going to be interested in advancing the ball down the field with you as the running back, as a Christian apologist, if you're filled with pride. Some of you are going to be good talkers. You're going to be good responders. You're going to think logically. You're going to be able to be the Apostle Paul who can stand before Herod and be able to give a reasonable, rational response. And all I'm telling you is pride is no way going to help you. It'll hurt you. Even Paul, 1 Corinthians 2, verse 1, 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 1. So when I came to you, brothers, I didn't come proclaiming to you the testimony of God with lofty speech or wisdom. Well, of course, it was wise, and he makes that clear it was wise in the book, but it's the wisdom of God, not the wisdom of the world. I didn't sit there and try to pontificate. I love the reality of, and you know, I don't agree with all of his theology, of course, but C.S. Lewis was such a great example of someone who's trying to clearly communicate and not show off. I mean, his books in defending biblical truth, to the extent that he does that, he's very careful in presenting things in a gentle way. And yet there's a lot of thin-as zeal behind it. It's not lofty speech or wisdom. And I love the way he even talks about writing. He says the job is not to sit here and try and use even the best words in terms of rhetoric. It's the best words in terms of communication. You know, you want to be good at humbly connecting the truth. I mean, you will really learn to get your heart in the right place. Proclaiming the testimony, not with lofty speech. Remember this, when it comes to your work in apologetics, the God of this world has blinded the minds of the unbelievers to keep them from seeing the light of the gospel. This may seem like it's contradictory. I thought we were going to go persuade people and tear down every lofty argument raised up against God. Well, we are, but we're fighting a battle against the enemy. They have a hard time seeing the light of the gospel because the enemy has blinded their eyes. They can't see the glory of Christ. That's what we're talking about, the gospel here. The glory of Christ, who is the image of God, the incarnate God. For what we proclaim is not ourselves, not lofty speech, it's not about me, it's not being prideful, but we are proclaiming Jesus Christ, the Messiah, as the boss, as the King, as the Lord. With ourselves, here's the humility part, as your servants, for Christ's sake. How can I help? That's the response in apologetics. How can I help? Not can I win and am I smarter than you?